Today we're going to go through the newest product from Azimut Yachts in our Atlantis collection, which is this brand new Atlantis Azimut Yachts 45. We want to start from actually a little bit far away because we want to give you a good view of the line, because it's such an extremely sexy and beautifully flowing, aggressive but yet classy and comfortable design, which we wanted to make sure was grasped from the entire side profile. If you follow me on board, we can start from the transom, where you have a double toy potential configuration here, because you have a garage where you can fit a tender, 7.5 feet. Suzuki actually does a model which perfectly fit in this garage if you want to go for a tender. Otherwise, the garage can be used to store equipment, toys, fishing gear, diving gear, inflatable paddleboard, sea bobs, any sort of toy that you like to use at sea can be stored safely in the garage, which is under the sunbathing platform. And this is actually the beach platform, which also can host another toy. So you have a 300 kilogram, which is approximately 600 pound capacity, lifting capacity, so you can put either a tender or a jet ski on this platform. So potentially in 45 feet you have room for two toys, a tender in the garage and a jet ski on the platform, or a tender or a jet ski in the platform, and of course ton of storage in the garage. So going into the cockpit, you see that we have decided to apply an asymmetrical layout, where we opted to have a much larger and very comfortable access to the cockpit and to the transom. On the port side, I'm absolutely comfortable, very comfortable path to access the outdoor living space, which if you think about 45 feet, this is absolutely second to none. So we discussed about the sunbathing area / garage. So as you can see, you have a beautiful sunbathing area with integrated cup holders, but then you have this wraparound sofa with of course your dining lounging table, which when closed has this synthetic marble insert, again material resistant to anything, nothing can damage it, and it looks like marble, it has the beauty of marble but doesn't have the fragility of marble. And then when you open the table, you have actually your full dining al fresco table. Here you have your wet bar, of course, where you have Canyon barbecue with its own safety switch, sink, and this is actually a refrigerated compartment. So this is how big the entire refrigeration is. And here, of course, you have your ice maker. This is a double 600 IPS product, so extremely fun to drive. First of all, everybody is now familiar with IPS, which I like to remember that Azimut Yachts was one of the first which introduced IPS system with the 43S, I believe a good 12-14 years ago. So now IPS is very common. Back in those days you need to be the innovator, as the Azimut Benetti Group was, to believe in a system which forward-facing pod propellers was not as easy to digest as it is today, and as a matter of fact ended up as one of the largest revolution in the marine industry of the past 20 years, which we as Azimut Benetti Group embrace, just as for instance Seakeeper. This is a 45-footer which comes with an optional Seakeeper available, and again the same was for Seakeeper. Seakeeper at the real beginning was looking for a shipyard which believed in the product and helped them in the development of the product to integrate their idea into real boats, and they knock on several doors, and the ones who opened for them was Paolo Vitelli and the Azimut Benetti Group. As a matter of fact, for the first 3 years of production of Seakeeper, Azimut Yachts was the only brand in the world which could offer Seakeeper. We had an exclusivity agreement because we helped them develop the system and integrate it into boats. So again, talking about innovation, Seakeeper on the Atlantis 45 is an option. IPS 600, of course, is the standard propulsion system, which, as I said, makes it very, very fun to drive, but also extremely quiet and basically vibration free. So the smaller the boat, of course, the more sensitive you are to noise and vibration. So to have a 45-footer with IPS drive may increase the comfort dramatically, because vibration and noise basically disappear compared to a standard shaft line propulsion or the IO's propulsion that would typically be on this kind of configuration. Going in, we have this what we call this lounging area, which can be used as a seating area, or the cushions can be simply double up and open, and becomes a companionway area. If you might wonder why have this kind of unique sort of configuration, you will understand it later on. Once we go downstairs in the lower deck, you will understand what is down here in order to create this area. But still, it's extremely comfortable. You have a pilot seat and co-pilot seat there, and so you have husband and wife or significant other enjoying navigation there, and the friends. You see, once you are here, this is actually extremely comfortable. The boat comes with decorative pillows that you can put behind your back, and as you can see, you have an incredible, beautiful view. You are protected by an air conditioning environment. If you want, you can open the retractable electric roof, and you are in a very comfortable position to actually lounge and be part of the driving crew, if you wish, of the boat. Of course, you have storage for everyday components like your phone, your books, your sun lotions, and so on and so forth. And here comes instead the helm. Very complete, very sleek. We have the Garmin glass cockpit, which of course provides you all the information you need as far as your navigation, so chart plottering and sonar, radar, but also all the information you need from the engine propulsion package, because Volvo and Garmin actually do work together, and basically the proprietary communication system of Volvo is passed on to Garmin, so you can have all the pop-ups, alarms and messages from the propulsion package on your plotters, which makes it possible to eliminate any engine specifically dedicated display, and therefore create a very sleek helm. If you look at this helm, it's a beautiful piece of what we call a glass cockpit, because it looks like a glass. You have your two plotters, a nice line of very sleek backlit stainless steel button, and that's about it. It's as sleek as it can be. The entire control package is all Volvo. So again, one supplier when it comes to service, parts and maintenance and so on and so forth. We buy basically the entire package, from the electronics to the joysticks to the control levers to the propulsion system in the engine room. All is one kit that we buy from Volvo Penta. Therefore is one number to call in case of need of service and maintenance. Of course, the both seats are adjustable, and in case of need, this is a folding support which fold down, rest on that ledge and create extra height for whomever wants a higher, whoever needs a higher position in driving. I'm actually 6 feet tall, and this for me, as you can see, is perfect visibility. I don't need it, but in case someone prefer to be a little bit more elevated, that provide that extra comfort to increase, I guess, your view. We equip, despite the Volvo Penta does not require, and rightfully so, they claim that to maneuver the boats with the IPS you don't need a bow thruster, which is a true statement. I've tried personally multiple times with and without, and it's true, you can achieve the same result without a bow thruster. So you might wonder why we install one, especially in this kind of configuration. If you look at the line right there, which is holding on that pole, and now is my wife and I on the boat and we want to go out, with the bow thruster, I'm actually able to finesse, you see, finesse my movement to the pole without, the more, if you want, more abrupt movement that the propulsion package, being much more powerful, impressed to the bow. So I did it many times, and for instance, in that exact configuration, I was driving the boat, my wife was there, she needed to put the line on the pole, and as you can see, with the bow thruster, you can do a finesse of movement, which is extremely gentle, and she just put the line on the pole without stress. So that's why we also add a bow thruster to the Atlantis 45 configuration. Also here, you will appreciate the very clever usage of space from Azimut yachts. First of all, the amount of natural light. You see, we are in the lower deck, 45 feet, and as you can see, everywhere you look, from this skylight, very cleverly positioned to big natural light side windows, you have natural light flowing into the boat, which of course doesn't give you at all the feeling to be constrained under in the lower deck. So this is a place where you want to spend time if outside is too hot or is too cold, or you want to watch a beautiful movie. You have a full audio video system with the largest fitting possible TV, nice Bose soundbar. This table actually goes up and down very easy to that mechanism. There is a filler cushion which goes on top of it. You put the table down. If you want, this can be converted as an extra bed, but more so with the table down and a cushion on top, it becomes a very comfortable, relaxing area. So picture yourself and your kids and your wife watching a movie, and now you're extremely comfortable. This table goes down, you put a filler on top, and is a beautiful lounging area. Or the kids in the afternoon, they're tired for the sun and they want to stay down here, becomes a sort of a media room, if you wish. So this is the configuration, and of course as a dining, obviously, configuration. Every single volume available, like on every Azimut Yachts product, is dedicated to storage, either for China or for anything else needed to be on the boat. So those two cabinets are storage as well, for audio video in this particular configuration, as well as free storage. You have your main electrical system panels are right here. So as soon as you get down the stairs, the first on your right, you open this and you have your DC and AC system. Of course, is separated. You have your generator control, you have your indication of black water and gray water system, and all your controls and fuse blocks are located here. And everything else instead is, of course, storage. You have a microwave oven, hidden but available, your china. You have, of course, drawers with all your silverware, which is installed in padded compartments, so for no noise, and everything has his position. Storage, of course, under the sink. Immense storage, as you can see, goes all the way down there. And full-size refrigerator with safety mechanism lock, again for speed, to make sure that nothing gets open and out of place. Freezer and refrigerator, each with his own dedicated locking system, and then hidden by a beautiful matte oak finish. This works as a head for the aft cabin, which is actually very clever. We'll see why. And also works as a day head. So if you have friends visiting on board and going out but not necessarily sleeping on board with you, this is the head which will be what we call the day head, used by everybody. Integrated toilet shower compartment, so we have been able to create a fully separated shower with a real glass door, of course, like on all our larger products. So the shower is a completely separate environment, and of course works also as a toilet compartment and sink and storage. So what I wanted to show you is actually this cabin right here before we go to the master, because this is very intelligent layout. But first of all, as you can see, can be configured with 3 beds. So 3 single beds. Those 2 obviously come standard, and I'll show you what they do. And this is an option, a very easy option, because the option is basically the mattress and the pillows. So if you don't order the option, which I don't think makes sense to don't order it, this will be just a countertop where you can put, whatever you feel like it, but the way we see it is this with these options which actually create an extra bed, and of course you have all your storage for this cabin is under this, as well as in this full-size mirror, hanging locker and storage unit, and a lot of storage, of course, everywhere. No, that doesn't open. Everywhere there is volume available to dedicate to storage. Natural light, natural ventilation. So, you know, it's very important to have the possibility to ventilate and create airflow of fresh air when you want it. And we provide that in every ambient. And when, of course, you open both sides, the airflow, you know, if you don't like to sleep with air conditioning, you know, is enough to enjoy the cabin without air conditioning on. And if you come here, I want to show you something which is actually fairly clever. So, because these, with very few easy steps, so you remove the carpet and you temporarily place it there. You remove this piece of carpet, you temporarily place it there. You remove this piece of nightstand, and actually you place it there, and then you slide with a very simple movement, as you can see. You slide this bag, and this, with very 3 gestures and few seconds of work, this fill this gap right here exactly as it did on the other side, and now you have a full double bed for a couple and their children, or for the couple by themselves. So now I think we can go to the master, which is of course forward in this kind of boat, but it's still extremely generous. Very beautiful large bed, in-suite bathroom, storage on both sides of the cabin. This is actually the of course, you know, enclosed shower, in this case without an integrated toilet, so separated, a little bigger. That's the master cabin. This is actually the filler cushion that was talked to you about before in the dinette. So this is the cushion which goes on top of the table when you take it down. You have your dedicated audio-video system with your Bose soundbar, and so it's a full cabin, dedicated air conditioning, tons of storage everywhere, and you know, in the under the bed you have for suitcases, towels, sheets, you name it. So every single space available for storage is used to provide storage to the owner or his guests. And I think that now probably we should go to the bow, because again, it is extremely generous and worth it. And while we approach the bow, please take a look at this windshield, because even though you might take it for granted, it wasn't that easy to create a single piece windshield, no frame, completely frameless, and is curved in 4 directions. So this is specifically made, custom made by Isoclima, which is an Italian company which specializes in glasses and windows for the marine industry and specifically for Azimut yachts. And that windshield that we wanted without frame, we wanted without any interruption. It was a fairly challenging engineering project. So going to, actually while we're here, these are the 2 buttons which control your garage and your swim platform. Actually can appreciate the beauty of the hardtop painted the same color of the hull, and as well as all the antennas are custom painted, so they kind of flow and disappear. So the only thing you see is beautiful stainless steel and painted antennas, rather than each component with his own white, his own logos, his own stickers. This is a much more elegant. Appreciate the carbon fiber look of this front part of the electric opening roof. And look at this. This is really sunbathing to the next level. You can fit 2 couples here sunbathing. You know, it is extremely comfortable. Integrated cup holder in the cushioning. This is your natural light / emergency escape hatch for the master cabin. So in case the lower deck require emergency escape, this will be your emergency escape hatch. And I think that we actually seen it all. Again, 45 Atlantis, the brand new model in the Azimut Yachts Atlantis collection. Double IPS 600, tons of fun to drive, tons of fun to scoot around with, extremely easy to maneuver, the perfect boat for the couple. No need of crew, very easy to dock it in any condition, bow thruster, IPS. And if you have any further question, please reach out at azimutyachts.com.